Ammon takes that and he says, well, in this very specific instance, it means to apply a drug to your eyes. You're trying to get at the author's intention by different levels of contextual application.
He's pulling the demon out of you.
Stop. You're trying to... Stop. I can't take it.
You look like you're going through an exorcism right now.
Steve,
Is
stop.
Wes Huff pulling the devil out of you right now?
This is from everything. Everything, Wes Huff, you fake. Here's some Greek for you, Wes. You idiot. It's in the book of Revelation, you moron.
This is really creepy, guys. This man looks like he got possessed by a demon while reacting to Wes Huff talk about him. And it's absolutely fascinating. So let's get into it, guys. Sorry, but this is really weird. And I just want to talk about it with you guys. Love to know what you guys think for sure. Here we go.
There's a lot of people online that really want this guy to debate you. So let's listen to what his response is to your translation of the word Christ.
Yeah, perfect.
Here we go.
All right. Eternal throne as the second person of the Trinity stepping into humanity. But if you were to say to someone after this, if someone said like, hey, you met Wes Huff, how was he? And you went, he's a little bit condescending. You wouldn't be talking about my humility.
No.
Right? Because that word has a different meaning in its different context. And part of the problem with something like what Ammon says is that he's taking terminology that exists within the parameters of a specific field, and then he's applying them in areas where there's an entirely different contextual meaning and spectrum of understanding.
It's a big turd.
Part
Pinch
of
it
what he
off.
said that some people jumped on was that he says that the word Christ comes from the Greek word chrio, which
Yes.
it does, right? To anoint. And in ancient Greek medical texts, there is a usage of that, which he has capitalized on with applying drugs to your eyes. Now, more broadly, chrio does mean to rub, particularly a liquid ointment or substance, on your body. So this relates to everything from bathing to ritual practices in religious circumstances. But you could likewise say if you were an ancient Roman and you had a bath and you came out and you put on cream, skin cream,
right,
so your skin didn't dry out, that was an example of chrio. You were applying it to your body. Well, within the religious connotation of Christianity, it is the translation of the Greek word Mashiach, Messiah, which likewise means anointed one, right? There were multiple anointed ones in the Old Testament. It was just a word that was referred to priests or kings and had a very specific connotation in the Mashiach who would come and be different. And the Greek translation of that, which both the Greek translation of the Old Testament and in the New Testament both use, is Christ. Why? Because it means anointed one. So Ammon takes that and he says, well, in this very specific instance, in this stream of classical medical literature, it means to apply a drug to your eyes, specifically
Yes.
in related to not the bot fly. What does he say?
The bot fly.
He relates it to a fly. And
I don't remember the detail, but
well, and it does mean
wouldn't,
that
you moron.
in the particular instance that it's being used.
Wow.
But this is where semantic range is very important.
Semantic range.
This is where he gets crazy. This is where he gets super upset too. It's just wild. Like, kind of reminds me of Jesus in the shrooms, and Jesus was a mushroom and whatever. And Wes Huff is just pointing out, no.
Oh, God.
And this is the problem that some others have.
Let him finish. Let him finish.
yeah,
He's almost
pull
there.
up this clip, by the way?
He's about to
Just so
climax.
there's context. I think I have it.
All right, fast forward
see,
through the
so
part
they-
where he plays the
because
clip. We don't need to play that again. Okay,
Is
there.
not says there, but you're saying that like he's stretching some of his knowledge on the pharmacological history of language and bringing that into, say, Jesus's lexicon and how he says things.
Yeah.
you know.
So there's there's two sort of terms that are used specifically within biblical studies, but this applies to anything within the ancient world where we're trying to come up with translations in deriving meaning. The first is there's a discipline called hermeneutics, and hermeneutics is this interpretation. It's the methodology of interpretation that we use on a particular text. Before hermeneutics is exegesis, and exegesis is a Greek word that literally means to bring out. Right, the opposite would be eisegesis, to read into. So when you're exegeting something and you're looking at an ancient language, you're trying to get at the author's intention by different levels of contextual application.
He's pulling the demon out of you.
Stop.
See, the Danny says he's pulling the demon out of you. He starts going crazy here.
Stop! You're trying to stop! I can't take it. You
look
please,
like you're going through an exorcism right now.
Steve,
Is
stop!
Wes Huff pulling the devil out of you right now?
God.
He's
Oh God,
confusing
stop!
and
It's so
Haven't you
bad.
ever heard of hermeneutics?
It's
realms of how we
He was explaining to Julian Dory what hermeneutics was and to the audience, not to this guy. Of course he would know. He's acting like, oh, he's just using basic knowledge of exegesis and eisegesis and all of that you learn in graduate school. But to the average audience listener, that's something that they don't know. So I don't get his problem. So it gets really weird. This guy is really weird, not gonna lie. So I'm sorry if you get weirded out.
You're trying to get to the intention of the author. No, you're not. You're reading an ancient language.
Amen. You're pulling out a specific context in Galen's medical text and trying to apply it to everything across the board, which is intellectually dishonest.
Wait, how are you not trying to get to the intent of the author? Why wouldn't you? What do you mean?
I'm not pulling it out of Galen. Does Galen have it? Yes. Euripides has it. He gets a sex drug that is a Christ. One of the characters asks, is it a Christ? This is not from the medical. This is from everything. Everything, Wes Huff, you fake.
Wow.
Yeah, this is why he wouldn't face me. I can tell you right now, and I can tell your audience. Your audience must know. This man does not really read Greek. What is he, finishing his PhD?
He's finishing his PhD.
Yeah,
Maybe it's because you just insult him the whole time. Maybe that's why.
his PhD in biblical studies. You know what that means? It means he's had a couple of semesters of Greek. Yeah, he was able to say the name Xenophon. That was nice. Dude, does he read ancient Greek? No. That's why what comes out of his mouth is theological. This is not a craftsman. This is not a skill. This is theology taking you into a back alley and putting its finger in your butt. Yeah. And that's why he wouldn't face me. That's why he wouldn't. Let's read some Greek. Let's look at where it says Jesus.
So who are the other authors that say that Christ is applying a drug to your eyes besides Galen?
John, the apostle. Where is it?
John the Apostle. I feel like this guy had some demonic attack right there. That's crazy for sure.
This is the Huff of the
He's
West.
saying it's only in a few places, and you're saying it's literally everywhere.
Here, get this. Focus on the camera. Here's some Greek for you, Wes. You idiot. It's in the book of Revelation, you moron. God tells them you better Christ your eyes so they'll be opened. You're not, Wes. You don't know what you're doing. You're a second-rate biblical scholar that will go down every time to a class and says, why, Wes? Because I read those texts.
I'm so sorry. That was a rant for sure. What in the world? I've never heard of this guy before. But he has his doctorate apparently, which is impressive. So you're saying you have to take drugs to really know God.
I love it.
How do you really feel?
I think that's fascinating. So many people are trying to come at Wes Huff now because he is blowing up all over the internet, and there's a lot of weirdos. So those are one of the weirdos I feel like Wes Huff was responding to, saying he will not debate you. But if he feels like you're just coming at him and being hostile, like, of course he's not going to debate you. That's just weird. So I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments below, whatever that may be. And thank you guys so much for watching. And I have another channel here that I would love for you to subscribe to. We're trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. Love and appreciate you all and have an amazing day.